Hello student, I am Pankaj Singh, HOD Communication Design at IMS DIA. Today we are going to learn about how to do rendering in Photoshop. Now we will understand about what is render for plane. Render for planes are used to give home buyers a more realistic understanding of a floor plan. For the longest time, we expect buyers to read architectural construction drawings and visualize material on that plan. With a 2D or 3D floor plan, we are able to virtually stage your design with custom finishing for the end user fully understanding the depth to the plan. A render floor plan is a custom representation of how the house property is organized, providing valuable insight into space, functionality, and convenience. Why we do rendering? In the world of graphics and architecture, a rendering is the term used for a two-dimensional drawing that an artist creates to illustrate what a structure will look like once it has been built. Now we will understand about the importance of 2D render. Rendering gives the final appearance to model with visual effects such as shading, textures, mapping, shadow, reflection, and motion blur. Thanks to improved rendering algorithms and hardware acceleration, the software is more powerful than ever. This is especially important for young architects or firms who don't have an expensive catalog of built work to rest their reputation on. And while there's nothing quite like the impact of a beautiful work of finished architecture, photorealistic rendering of unbuilt work go a long way to convincing others you have the talent to design. Above image is an example of 2D rendering. Now we will understand the difference between 2D and 3D rendering. There are two basic types of floor plan that are produced out of our office. The first is a 2D rendered plan. This consists mainly of taking an AutoCAD drawing or PDF and adding in 2D texture images below the link work. We clean up the floor plans, add tags, sometimes written dimension, and send a JPG file for your use in real estate marketing. When it comes to a 3D render floor plan, this show much more detail and depth. It isn't needed in every project, but for a larger real estate projects and higher end homes, it is must. You will see in the example below that we can get into more staging option as well as more depth shadow. How Photoshop is important in interior design. In architectural, Photoshop is three-dimensionally used for image and graphic creation, helping to produce architectural renders, visualization, and diagrams for representation and client documents. This differs from architectural photographers who prefer to use the image adaptation, editing, and enhancement tool. Photoshop has many functions that are useful for interior designers. Filters, rendering, and transformation tools can enhance your presentation, improve your visual communication, and bring your design ideas to life. This is an example before and after. You can see here. Now I will give you a practical demonstration on rendering in Photoshop.
Hi, so this is a floor plan I downloaded from the internet. As you can see, there are three bedroom, two bathroom, and some space there. So let's start adding texture. I already create a selection. You can go to the select and load selection. I already save it. So how to recall it? Let's go there and I want to recall it pattern 12 into 13 size. Now selection is there. Take a new layer, fill any color, Control D to come out of selection mode. So I want to apply this wooden flooring texture on the bedroom area. So what we can do, I'll use for this, I use clip masking. Make sure your image will be above Just press Alt, and in between two layers, you can see the cursor size will be changed. Once I press Alt, the cursor size will be changed. And click here, you can see it clipping in particular selection. You can adjust this texture as per requirement like this. So next, I'll call bedroom 11 to 12 selection from load selection. Selection is there. Uh, Take a new layer, fill any color, control D. Now I want to add texture on it. So for that, I need a texture. So in that case, I'll choose this one. So repeat the same step. Click in between these two layers by pressing Alt. It automatically clipping the image inside the selection. So this is how you can add texture on your floor plan. You can download it texture from internet as per the requirement and use the same step for making floor plan texturing, or you can say 2D rendering in floor plan. Thanks. Hope you like the video.